day 72 on my 90-day journey. It's about 9 o'clock here. As you can see, still pretty light out, pretty cool. It doesn't get dark here. Actually, dark, I would say probably till about 10 o'clock. Really, it's not light, but it's not dark. And I don't know if it's the altitude or the mountains or the reflections. And it was a little overcast off and on today, actually. So it's actually normally a little bit brighter at this time of night, but pretty cool still. I love long days, long summer days, you know. But anyway, here we are. It's day 72. I have 18 days left. 18 days for this journey to end. 18 days till the wedding. And so far, so good. You know, I got to say, it's. I feel like I'm on track. I feel like I'm on point. I didn't know, you know, in the beginning. What's up, Neil? What's up, Joe? I didn't know in the beginning. Excuse me. In the beginning, how it was all going to go. Especially, frankly, the first week. Excuse me, the first 2 weeks. Because I wasn't really seeing the results I wanted, you know what I mean? And I think I was thinking about that earlier. A lot of people, thanks, man, appreciate that, bro. A lot of people, they kind of give up and they get frustrated in the first 2 weeks. And it's funny because I was looking back at pictures 2 weeks into this journey, right around day 14, I guess. I went to Dallas. I went to a business meeting in Dallas, and I looked at pictures of myself. I was, you know, just scrolling through. I'm like, oh my God, man, I was really fat. Like the black suit that I was wearing, there was a picture where like my jacket was open, and I was wearing this pink shirt, and I just came off stage, so I was taking pictures with people and all that. And my belly was just so distended. It was just, and I didn't, you know, you don't realize when you're losing weight until you look at pictures, until you realize how far you've come, because you look at yourself in the mirror every day. And similarly, you don't realize how big you were until you lose weight and look back, right? So, and also my face. I noticed my face just seemed really bloated, really just balled out. But what's my point? My point is, for the first 2 weeks, there was very little progress, if any. Sure, I lost a few pounds of water weight. You know, we all do when we change our diet. But things really started to kick in for me around day 15. So for those of you who are new, you're looking to start a different routine, an eating program, I would just tell you to give it time, you know. I mean, obviously, here I am on day 72. The first 2 weeks, pants didn't fit any better. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, man. So things really changed, honestly, is when I started that drink. When I went to Dallas is when I got that keto drink. And I figured, well, let me give it a shot. Perfect timing for me, because I'm like, well, if I'm going to sell this drink, I might as well be a product of the product and make sure the shit works, right? So I started that when I got back from Dallas on Monday, on day 15. And I'll tell you, I give a lot of credit to that. And sure, listen, guys, I want to be the first one to tell you, there's no magic bullet. If anybody ever tries to sell you something that they tell you that you just take this pill, drink this drink, rub on this gel, and your life's going to be, you know, completely cured overnight, you're old enough to know that's all bullshit, right? Especially with the drink, you have to have a change in diet. If you have a low-carb diet. Now, fortunately, and I think what's so cool, and the easiest way to market this is the fact that you don't have to eat keto, but you can be in ketosis. That's the purpose of the video today. Guys, you may or may not know, I had a cheat day of all cheat days yesterday. I had these brioche for breakfast. They're like 350 calories each. I had a chocolate one. I couldn't decide between the chocolate one and the jelly one. The jelly one was apricot. So you know what I did? I ate them both. I had them both. I had a couple of cups of coffee. It was freaking amazing. Then I go to lunch, and I normally, a lot of times at lunch, they know the American, right? So I know a lot of the owners of the restaurants in this small town, and they'll make these special plates this time, burgers. So what they'll do is they'll put on a plate, they'll grill 2 burgers. They know I don't eat cheese because I'm lactose intolerant, unfortunately, because I love cheese. They'll put bacon on it, right? And then they'll put it on a bed of lettuce with tomatoes, and I just pour olive oil, put the good fat all over it. And so yesterday I go in and I go to one of my favorite places, and I'm like, all right, listen, today's my cheat day, my free day. I was like, I want a cheeseburger. I'm eating the cheese. I want bread, and I want an extra serving of fries. Oh, and put some double bacon on there. Put some extra bacon on there too. So I had that, and I don't know, calories. Who knows, man? I mean, I just had a lot. And then my son Luca got a plate of pasta carbonara, which is like with the heavy cream and the bacon, the pancetta, right? And he didn't eat it. He didn't like it. He's like, I don't like this. I want something else. So guess who ate the plate of pasta on top of it? So that was after the burger and fries, right? Then I go home, and for the wedding, you guys know you go to weddings. Maybe this is an old school thing in America, but in Italy, they call it confetti. It's the candy they give you at the wedding. They look like white round. It's almost like an M&M, but there's normally like an almond inside. It's a traditional Italian, you know, candy that you give out at weddings. So of course we got all the different flavors here. We got the boxes, making all the little bags and everything for the wedding. And if I ate one of those pieces of candy, I swear I had 50 of them. I don't know how many I had. I had Guys, I was eating them by the handfuls to the point where I started getting nauseous. My sugar must have went through the roof. I mean, it was great. Don't get me wrong. And then dinner, I had pizza, and then we went out for ice cream, and I got this big cup of ice cream, huge. I should have taken a picture of it. It was this fondente, which is extra dark chocolate, right? And you got to understand that the ice cream here is from the cows that are in those pastures. So it's like the freshest stuff you've ever had. Of course, they call it gelato. So I had the dark chocolate ice cream, pistachio, which they call pistachio here. And then they drizzled it with chocolate sauce. They put fresh raspberries, fresh strawberries, these cookie wafer type things. And then, of course, a crap ton of whipped cream. And, of course, I ate the whole thing. So, guys, what's the point in telling you all this? Yeah, that's a cheat day. I went insane, right? And I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to wake up today. I'm going to be bloated. I'm not going to be able to wear my clothes, right? No, the opposite. Guys, literally, when I woke up today, I was leaner than I was when I woke up yesterday. I don't understand it. Could it be the drink? I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you one thing. I learned that when you eat a low-carb diet and you get into ketosis, again, I am not nutritionally ketosis. Let's make that clear. I am not a person who eats 10, 20 carbs a day. I tried that. I didn't like it. Everybody knows keto works. Most people can't follow the keto diet because it's too strict. That's why I drink this drink. That's why I sell this drink, because it actually works. So it actually lets you eat. Granted, you got to eat low-carb, 40, 50 grams a day, which is really not that bad. Probably had 500 grams yesterday, but here's my point. I woke up this morning, and with the pee stick, and I know you keto police are going to say it's not the most accurate way to test, but here's the thing that you can't dispute. If there were no ketones in my blood, if there was no ketones in my urine, I wouldn't change the color of that stick. And when I woke up this morning, it wasn't dark red, I'll give you that, but it was like a pink. So I was still in a small level, a slight level of ketosis after that insane gorge feast that I had yesterday. So, couple things. Yes, it's from the drink, but I didn't drink the drink all night, right? So it was obviously my body, my liver, producing these ketones, which means that I'm officially what they call fat adapted. Guys, after a while, when you eat a low-carb diet for a while and you maintain a level of ketosis, what happens is your body literally switches from choosing to have the primary fuel source to be carbohydrates, which, yes, are stored in your liver, they're stored in your muscle tissue, to having body fat be your preferred fuel source. So yeah, you could take in all these carbs and sugar, etc. Your body's going to process them, eliminate them, and then immediately go right back to burning the fat, because now you're known as fat adapted. I was told it takes about 5-6 weeks, and I've read it could take up to 7 to get into that state. So once again, you got to give it time, right? It's not like an overnight type thing. But here I am. Well, 70 days, there's 70 days in a week. So I guess I'm 10 weeks into this, and it looks like I'm fully fat adapted. So what's the point? The point is stick with it. Stick with it. You got to give these things time, man. And it's exciting, right? It's exciting to be able to go ahead and go hog wild. And look, I don't do that every week, let's be clear. But yesterday was my anniversary from when I was diagnosed with stage 4 advanced terminal cancer. And so every July 1st, I celebrate. If you guys didn't catch the video last night, July 1st is a very special day for me. I'm still here, I'm alive, and so I don't really care about rules and calories and all that other stuff. I just go hog wild. Normally when I'm home, I have a tradition to go get a Philly cheesesteak, but obviously I'm here in Italy. So anyway, that being said, it was awesome. So guys, just stick with it, you know what I mean? I've learned so much in these past, 72 days about my own body, about what I can and can't do. Oh, here's another fun fact. So what I decided to do today was I said, how many calories have I been eating over here? Because I honestly have no idea. I said, let me track my calories today. Let me actually track them. So I pulled out my app, MyFitnessPal. I'm like, all right, stop for breakfast, lunch, 3 eggs, some bacon, boop, 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 did all the stuff. I literally tracked my food all day today. Turns out I had 1,650 calories, which is right about 10 times my body weight. Guys, it was precise on. I had about 5% carbs. I had about, 65% fat and about 30% in protein. Exactly my macronutrients where I want to be, but here's the best part. I didn't think about it all day. I just tracked it and saw where I was. My point is this. After doing this for 72 days, I now know, without having to weigh food on a scale, without having to calculate, exactly how I eat, because it's become a habit. They say you do anything for 21 days, it becomes a habit, right? So it's the same thing when it comes to eating and learning what you can eat, knowing I got to eat a larger percentage of fat and then have some protein, but moderate protein. And so I guess that was a very exciting revelation for me today, because I realized, you know what? I don't need to track every meal. I don't need to weigh my food. I now know how to live. And that's the whole point. This is a lifestyle for me. There's no way I could go back to the way I used to eat. There's no way I could go back to not working out like I did for so long. There's no way I could go back to that lifestyle, because then I'll have the body that I had back then, and I didn't like that body. But more than the physical appearance, I didn't like the way I felt. Guys, I was tired. I was tired all the time. I would crash in the afternoons, even with the gel. Before the gel, I used to crash all the time. Sure, the gel, the growth hormone, helped me stay awake in the afternoon, but when you're eating like shit, you're drinking alcohol 4 or 5 nights a week, heavily like I was, not really going to the gym. I let that kind of fall aside. Maybe I'd go once a week. I got in pretty bad shape, man. And some of you may look, and some of you even said it on day one. You're like, oh, you weren't that fat. Well, I'm 5'8", and I was pushing 185, man. And I was wearing my pants. I was getting pretty big. You know what I mean? But screw that. Forget how you look in the pant size. I felt like shit. The level of energy I have now, the amount of clarity, mental clarity that I have, it's just amazing. You know, it's absolutely amazing to be able to go, you know, when I have some time, you see that little trampoline type thing, and just be able to, in the middle of the day, have not only the time freedom, but the energy to go jump in there with my kids as a 44, almost 45-year-old man, because I'm not tired anymore. You know, I got up at 4:30 this morning. Why? Because I set an alarm? No. Guys, since I'm here 2 weeks, my body, I wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I don't necessarily want to, but I just wake up. I'm like, boom, let's start the day. To some of you, that may sound weird. 72 days ago, that would have sounded weird to me too. Trust me, because I used to set my alarm for 6 and be like, oh, I got to get up at 6. Now, I don't know, man. Things are changing, and I'm liking it. I'm loving it, actually. So this whole new lifestyle is fantastic. What's up, Ferguson? Thanks, man. Ryan, what's up, guys? Keto Boss Fitness. Keto Guido. But Vinny from the show already took that tagline, so I'm kind of stealing it a little bit from him. So, anyway, guys, that's maybe a little long-winded today. I had a lot of coffee. I'm jacked on energy. I feel wonderful. And I guess that's it, you know. I'm actually just going to go relax, watch a little Italian TV. Really funny, the Italian TV shows over here, by the way. That's a whole separate talk for another day. Guys, these people are nuts. But anyway, hope you had a wonderful day. Today's Tuesday. Honestly, I don't even know what day it is over here anymore. It's so weird. Like, I'm like, what day is today? Is it Tuesday? You know, it's kind of cool. So, another world, man. It's going to be hard to go back to the States. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for tuning in, as always. I sincerely appreciate that, and I mean that. I sincerely... You know, the amount of views that I get, whether you guys are live or on the replay, hundreds and hundreds of people, and then I put it on YouTube, and I really appreciate that, guys, sincerely. So hopefully, you know, this is helping you, you know, you watching what I'm doing. So the reason I always try to have a topic or something I've learned or I'm learning is I know everybody else out there is the same way. We're all human. We all want to feel better. We all want to look better. And unfortunately, there's just a lot of misinformation out there. So when you can kind of crack the code, I'm excited to share it with you. I'm really excited, you know. And I got to thank John Ferguson. He came to my real estate office maybe about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, John. I didn't really even know keto was. And he's the one who actually turned me on to it. And John, you should see John. John's dropped a ton of weight. John's a keto beast, man. So thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. And he introduced me to exogenous ketones and all that other stuff. So I owe a lot of this to you, Mr. Ferguson, down there in Texas. So anyway, guys, have a great night. As always, God bless you. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you guys.